It is the influence and destructive power that Satan and sin have over the world, broken only through the authority of Christ. Christians occasionally fall prey to the darkness, but they don't have to. In Christ we have the resources to overcome Satan. Paul borrowed this term from his Jewish upbringing. Firstborn was a Hebrew way of saying someone was especially honored. The nation of Israel was called firstborn, as was David. The word didn't necessarily refer to one's birth order, but to a person's place of honor before God. So Paul was saying that Christ has a place of honor over all creation. Science has discovered much about the nature of matter, but many mysteries, especially those related to subatomic particles and the origin of matter, are still being unraveled. No matter what human research learns about the what of the natural world, the why is ultimately found only in God's Son. Christ not only sustains the universe but also upholds the world in a spiritual sense. His work of redemption brings together sinful people and a holy God. All believers are to be filled with God's Spirit. Jesus, however, was filled with the fullness of God, indicating that he contained the total essence of God's nature and authority. There is nothing of God's character or attributes that is lacking in Christ. Fullness was a popular term used by the Gnostics, a group who claimed to possess secret supernatural knowledge needed for salvation. This false teaching threatened to undermine the Colossians' faith. Gnostics used the word fullness to refer to the combination of all supernatural influences, but Paul borrowed their own word, to elevate Christ above all other religious ideas and systems. Adam and Eve's sin brought disorder to all of creation, which now awaits its eventual release from frustration and bondage to decay. Redemption involves not only making forgiveness available to human beings but also making peace with the entire cosmos. Through Christ's sacrifice, all things will one day be restored to God, when the sons of God are revealed. Unfortunately, this promise does not mean that all people will believe in Jesus. Only that creation will once again be in proper relationship with the Creator. This does not mean that there was a deficiency in the atoning sacrifice of Christ. No one can, or needs to, add to his perfect, finished work. Paul was talking instead about the afflictions that Christ calls his people to bear. Paul used hope to refer to the assured outcome of God's saving purpose for his people. Glory means God's brilliant splendor and presence. In the Old Testament, God showed his burning personal presence among the Hebrews. Now, in Christ, all who believe can receive forgiveness. Confident of the Lord's presence. The mystery for Paul was a mystery no longer. God chose to bring salvation to Abraham and the Jewish people, though they were rebellious and undeserving. In grace and love he chose them as his own people. But what about non-Jews? Before Paul had met Christ, he would have said, Gentiles have no hope unless they embrace Judaism. But now the mystery had been cleared up. Everyone, whether Gentile or Jew, has hope when they embrace Christ. When God works in us, we can accomplish much. That was how it was for Jesus too. Neither Jesus nor Paul was trying to earn favor with the Father by works. Rather, they wanted to honor him with their lives, and spared no effort to do so. Paul struggled against temptation from within and opposition from without, using the energy God had placed within him.